All right. So we are back with another video, and today we are going to be reacting to why DJ Khaled has suddenly become hated. So, I mean, uh, he made a lot of banger songs. So, I don't know why he have become hated. I haven't heard from his. I'm not even listening to a lot of songs these days, so I haven't heard about any latest news on DJ Khaled. So we're gonna find out, and without wasting any time, let's get into the video.
DJ Khaled has built a career in hip-hop largely through collaborations. As a producer, DJ, and social media mogul, he capitalized on the power of social influence, becoming more of a personality than a traditional artist. From his early days as a DJ on Miami radio to his massive success as a producer behind hits like We Taken Over and All I Do Is Win, Khaled's most notable work often involved bringing together other stars. He was, in essence, the curator of culture, the man who connected the dots between the biggest names in hip-hop, rap, and R&B. But there was always something about DJ Khaled's persona that struck a nerve with people. It wasn't just his loud, bombastic self-promotion, or his seemingly endless stream of catchphrases, another one, became a cultural phenomenon in its own right, but rather his relentless focus on his own image. Khaled, who repeatedly called himself the best at everything he did, began to present.
Oh yeah, every single song, he have that catchphrase, "I'm the only one." So he's always showing that he's the only one. I mean, he was on the top, back in a while. I don't know about now. This guy was like literally on the charts all the time. Every song was a banger. I don't know what
Present
happened.
himself as not just a producer, but as a guiding force in the music industry, a voice that everyone else needed to follow. It was this persona, this larger-than-life self-projection, that rubbed many the wrong way.
Now, don't get it twisted, I have a team, and I praise my team. I'm not like these other guys that hide their team. And I come to artists and I present to the artists ideas. Every record has a different story. So I come with the artist's idea, and they either love it, and if they love it, they contribute to it and make it 10 times bigger. That's why you see everybody is a producer and a DJ now. But it takes a great producer like me to tell them sounds is garbage, they're fake. Don't fall for the trap. Let's go with these sounds. Let's do this. Oh shit, this beat you presented me is dope. Give me that. Watch what I do.
So like a little bit of self glazing. When you're on the top, of course, ego takes over. Fair play. He did earn his reputation. So
I make records.
what am I to say?
I make records. I find records. I put records out.
Khaled's public image was almost inseparable from his ego. His fame wasn't built on nuance or the complexity of his art, but rather on his ability to hype up everything around him, including himself.
Oh,
in
yeah, big
interviews,
time.
on social media, and in his music, Khaled became a walking billboard for the self-love and ego that he touted. It was as if his success wasn't just about his music, but about convincing the world he was untouchable. His over-the-top antics became so synonymous with his brand that it felt less like a product of
look at
hard
that.
work and more like an inflated, self-sustained myth. In 2019, DJ Khaled released Father of Assad, an album he hyped up as his magnum opus, featuring an array of A-list artists from Jay-Z and Beyonce to Cardi B and Post Malone. Khaled was once again positioning himself as the gatekeeper to success, but this time things didn't go according to plan. Despite the massive star power involved in the album's creation, Father of Assad debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart, losing the number 1 spot to Tyler, the Creator, Igor, in which both music was released on the same day. It wasn't just a loss in
Igor?
numbers, it was a blow to Khaled's careful.
What is that song? Igor. I've never heard of that song. That's crazy. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Let me know in the comment. You know what? I'm gonna take a look what that song is. Like if that song took the number 1 place, oh, it has to be a big song.
Carefully curated image. For someone who spent years telling the world how much of a king he was, a second place finish felt like a disaster.
Where did the idea for the wig come from? What is Igor? Like, why are we looking at you the way we are? And what is it?
Thought it was cool.
Khaled, ever the self-promoter, responded publicly in a manner that only seemed to exacerbate the situation. In an interview, he criticized the way the charts were calculated, implying that Tyler's success was an unfair advantage. He lamented that Tyler's album was an underground project that wasn't accessible or marketable like his own.
I make albums so people can play it and you actually hear it. Driving your car, you hear another car playing it. Go to the barbershop, you hear them playing it. Turn the radio on and you hear them playing it. It's playing everywhere. It's called great music. It's called albums that you actually hear the songs. Not no mysterious shit and you never hear it.
Khaled's public outbursts seemed to express frustration not just with the charts, but with the changing nature of the music industry, one that had embraced the industry. Experimental projects like Igor, while rejecting the mainstream hit-driven model Khaled had staked his claim on. The problem, however, wasn't just Khaled's wounded ego, it was the tone-deaf nature of his response. His remarks about Tyler's album being mysterious and harder to find felt dismissive and rude. This public clash made it clear that DJ Khaled's understanding of success was not based on artistry or innovation, but on the traditional model of music sales and mainstream visibility. His inability to comprehend the shifting dynamics of the music industry made him seem out of touch with the very audience he had created. It wasn't just a defeat in sales, it was a sign of a paradigm shift Khaled refused to acknowledge.
Metric of, well, if they're playing it in the barbershop, the album's gotta be hot. That's kind of an old way of looking at things. Khaled's indignant whining and complaining here is disgusting. And all it really shows at the end of the day is how out of touch he is. You can't just assemble Cardi B and 21 Savage onto a generic-ass trap beat and expect people to love you and praise you and think you're a genius and think you're amazing.
To understand why this conflict resonated so strongly with the public, it's essential to look at the deeper issues beneath Khaled's response. His comments to Tyler were symptomatic of a larger, more ingrained issue.
Everyone, and he wasn't wrong. Like, I'm not in the barbershop. I'm not at the club. I'm not diddy skitty. I'm not in the back of the Maybach. So for some guy like that to kind of indirectly be like, that ain't real rap, that ain't real black music, that's what it felt like.
His sense of entitlement. Khaled has built his entire career on the back of an ever-expanding ego, one that placed him at the center of every project he touched. Whether it was his catchphrases or his larger-than-life persona.
I mean, one thing that I have seen, like, whatever song that he does, I don't know about the latest song, I'm talking about old days, like 2015, 16, like those were those years, I've noticed like whatever project that he was working on, they were big. Like as the video said, like had famous people in it. So I mean, of course, not easy, but they were big and they were everywhere. Everyone was singing the song, So I mean, I kind of agree with DJ Khaled on some point, but I have not heard Igor, so don't quote me on that.
Khaled has always placed himself at the forefront of everything he does. In his mind, his success wasn't a result of hard work, but of his intrinsic value, his kingdom, as he frequently put it. But the truth was, Khaled's success was tied not to his artistic skill, but to his marketing savvy. His albums were not crafted with intricate artistry, but rather built on assembling a cast of superstars who already had the talent and fan base to make the projects commercially viable. He presented himself as the mastermind behind these collaborations, the connector of stars, but rarely as the true artist.
It's never really been DJ Khaled's strong point, as he's never really been an artist himself. He's been that guy that always sits on the side, watching everybody else participate in the group project and putting his name at the fucking top, saying we the best in all his songs. Cool. The thing that made that tolerable for so long was the idea that you thought maybe, despite him not doing shit, he would be aware of it, Like all this time, I think we'd been tolerating that DJ Khaled cosign or that DJ Khaled brand on a lot of the tracks because we're just like, hey, it's Khaled, man. He's a meme. He embraced his meme. He does funny things from time to time. Like, there's no reason to really hate on this dude because he knows, right? He knows, doesn't he?
This distinction is important because it sheds light on Khaled's warped view of success and his sense of superiority. His music, though full of star power, often felt like an afterthought to his public persona. When Father of Assad fell short of its lofty expectations, Khaled didn't just lose the #1 spot. He lost his grip on the illusion of infallibility. His overreaction to Tyler's success highlighted an underlying issue. DJ Khaled had built his fame on the idea that he was irreplaceable, that his name alone was enough to guarantee success. When that narrative was disrupted, his reaction was one of entitlement and self-pity, rather than reflection on the changing dynamics of the music world. DJ Khaled's feud with Tyler the Creator is just one chapter in a larger narrative that explains why so many people have come to dislike him. But to truly understand the hate, we must step back and examine the qualities of Khaled's persona that rub the public the wrong way. First, there's his constant need for validation. Khaled has made a career out of seeking public approval, whether it's through social media, interviews, or his music. He constantly tells people how great he is, how much of a blessing he is to the world. His reliance on the approval of others is so apparent that it often feels exhausting, especially when paired with his never-ending self-promotion. His insistence that we the best And another one is not just
I mean, like, there's one thing, like, if you don't think you're the best, how others gonna think you're the best, Like, I mean, ain't nothing wrong in saying, man, I'm the best, but you gotta back it up. You can't just say I'm the best and, like, walk away. So, I would say fair play to DJ Khaled, he built it, of course. It wasn't that easy, but so far, I mean, I don't know why the videos saying why DJ Khaled has suddenly become hated. I don't see people hating on him, but might be wrong. You guys let me know in the comment, and I'm probably gonna listen to the Igor and see what the beef was all about. Why that music was on the number one, and DJ Khaled's song was on number two. That was crazy to think about it. Alright, if you guys like the video, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and definitely watch the video popping up on the screen. And I mean, I gotta say one more thing: 90% of the people are not even subscribed. So, guys, come on, subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 2,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, peace.